Bookish Barbarian, thank you for mentioning that I didn't have any sound because I totally missed that the little bars were not going. It was me. It was me. Okay. This is the problem with not having a co-host. Nobody else is here to watch the little mic thing while I stare at the camera. So let's start over. Hi, I'm Erin M. Evans. I'm the author of the Brimstone Angels Saga and the Books of the Usurper series, and I'm here to get some work done. So once again, Trevor is not here. Trevor has work today, so it's just me. I'm gonna be here keeping you company while we do some Pomodoro Sprints. So, yeah, I know, huge mic in the frame. I will fix it later. This is just how my mic setup works. So it's this or it's in between me and my keyboard, which, let me tell you, is a lot worse. So 25 minutes, work on your project. Then we're going to do a 5-minute break. You can do whatever you want as long as it's not working on your project. But for concentration check, we have themes for our breaks. So our first break is the what are you working on break. So when we talk about what we were working on. Our second break is our get up and move break, because you will have been sitting for an hour, and it's a good idea to get up and go to the bathroom, get a drink of water, and all that good stuff. Third break is for hand stretches, especially if you've been typing. And our fourth break is our long break. So I don't know what that's going to be. If there's something you would like to talk about, let me know. We can also wrap early or do an extra sprint. We haven't done that in a while, so it's not really cheating. But yeah, that's how it's going to be. So let's see, who have we got here? Now that I have, everything mostly working. Alulin and Bookish Barbarian, welcome. You guys in early, love it. The History Prof, glad to see you. Lightsabers and Pens, welcome back. Oh, let's see. That's everybody right now, and we won't start quite yet, because give people a little bit of time. Stumarak, welcome. Give people a little bit of time to join us. My hair is doing some weird things today. It is very cold here. I also have just a shit ton of work to do. Welcome, Monk of Greyhawk. You need to still tell me when you want your pep talk / rant session. Check your messages. Blytheford, welcome. Yes, I have to write a lot of words today, and I have sadly not done most of them yet, so we'll get to it. We'll get it done. Yeah. I've had to cancel some social obligations. Social events, let's say. Things I wanted to do, because I know I gotta get this book done, and just frankly, it's not there. So, hopefully, by the end of this, we'll be a little closer, and you will be a little closer, and we'll have a good time. So, drinking my coffee. Getting ready to go. Yes, thank you for the cross swords. I appreciate it. All right, that's 135. What are we waiting for? Not much. So, ready? Let's go.
Let's go.
Oop, 44 seconds. All right, it's time for a break. Let me get that timer sorted. Okay, so this is our what are you working on break. So go ahead, type into the chat what you are working on. I am working on my first draft for the third RuneScape book, which has a title, which I'm not sure I'm allowed to say yet. I am making up some prayers to some peoples and also interspersing it with this character thinking about her upbringing and how she got here. So it's interesting. Hopefully it will all work. We'll see. But it's got to get done. So let's see what everybody else has. Blytheford is working on his entry for the Spark Scroll Share event coming up on December 22nd. Let's talk about that for a second. We have this cool event happening on our Discord called Spark Scroll Share, where there is a writing prompt. There's actually 3 writing prompts, so you can pick one. I believe it's 600 words. With that topic, and there is a bonus element. All of the stories have to include the same phrase, which this month is silver bells. So you get some ideas, you come up with something, you write a little bit, and then on December 22nd on the Discord, we're gonna share what we've written. I chatted with some people. I believe Yang Yang Wang will be participating. I will check back with him to make sure he remembers. I don't think I'm going to be able to this month, but we'll see. If I finish all of this and my brain's not melted, I would love to give it a try. But if not, I will try again in a future month. And I hope that a lot of you also feel excited and what's the word? Inspired by this new event, and check it out. There is a channel on the Discord called Spark Scroll Share down in the events section. So there's the prompts are there, the dates are there, and chatting with people about working on this is happening there. So do give it a look. Monk of Greyhawk is working on responding. Don't worry, I just don't want it to get forgotten. For Extra Life this year, one of the incentives I offered was a 30-minute chat about what you're working on or another topic if you like. And in previous years when I've done this, people have said they will get back to me on what they want, and they never do. Appreciate the donation in general. I just want to make sure people get the thing they were excited about. Let's see, the history prof says, I taught about the Korean War today. Great subject. Now getting ready for the grad class. Very cool. Stumrak working on a booktube video about Chekhov I've read last month. Cool. Which Chekhov did you read? Bookish Barbarian is doing projects and helping Mom edit. Goblin Wars, you're a good child, is looking over chapter 1 for editing and page layout. 1,200 words, not 600 words. Can we use ChatGPT? Alulin is doing more dungeon building. That's exciting. Was this one for you had a heist, a dungeon heist? Was that you? Or am I mixing them up? Yeah. This is cool stuff. You guys are all working on very interesting things. I love to see it. I'm doing a little book facing. I'm trying not to. Yeah, I'm very ready to be done with this book. My current plan is finish this book. I will get edits back rather quickly, hopefully, unless I've really broken it. And then I gotta really quickly revise. So hopefully I get a week and a half of downtime, and I will do my very best to radically relax. And then after this is done, I have Season of Sacrifice to revise, and then I think I'm gonna take a big break, because something is not getting recharged, and that's no good. So, okay. Oh, I read Seagull, Cherry Orchard, and 5 stories. Still have to finish a few stories. Cool. I think Seagull's the only one of those I've read. Okay, everybody ready? Everybody ready? Because we've got just a few seconds left. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Let's go.
1 minute warning. Okay, time for a break. Ta-da! This one is our get up and move break. So, time to get up, get a drink of water, stretch your everything, whatever is stiff, and I will see you back here in 4 minutes and 53 seconds. I might get another cup of tea. just in time. 2, 1.
Let's go.
Let's go. Ooh. 49-second warning. Okay, it's time for a break. All right, this one is our hand stretches break, so let's loosen up. Do a little bit of hand stretches. Remember, be gentle with yourself. We are not looking to force anything, pop anything that doesn't want to be gently popped. All right, so, ooh, that feels good already. First things first, hands out in front. Straight up and down for palm strike. Nice and flat for knife hands. Curl your fingers for flat fist. Fist. Point your fingers back toward you for bow wrist. That feels very good. Oh my gosh. And then we're going to reverse bow wrist, fist, flat fist, knife hands, palm strike. Now we're going to do it again, but a little bit faster. Palm strike, knife hands, flat fist, bow wrist, fist, flat fist, knife hands, palm strike. I kind of lost it in the middle there. I just went on muscle memory. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of manipulating, a little bit of stretching. I'm going to move this over so that I can look at the chat while I do this and not look at the other side of the world. Okay. So number 1, pull it forward, pull it down just a little bit. Does anybody have anything they would like to talk about for the long break? I guess I'm asking you to stretch your hands and also type something. That's not going to work. So think it in your head. And then we'll do number 2. Turn it out, pull it straight down, and you can type it when we're done. I'm the only person who can communicate without using my keyboard right now, I guess. I forget about that. All right, number 3, thumb down, grab the top, pull it in. Take a nice breath. Hope everybody's making good progress. I feel like I'm making pretty good progress. All right, number 4, extend your hand, pull your hand back towards your body. Nice long stretch in your arm, your forearm, palm. Can you guys hear Kevin when he's drumming on the table? I can't tell if it's picking up. It's driving me like, not nuts, just sort of like, that's happening. So apparently, those are not noise-canceling headphones. All right, number 5, round in a circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give a little shake. Do the other side. 1, pull it forward, pull it down. All right, number 2. Okay, so it looks like we could talk about Spark, Scroll, Share. Kevin, everybody says hi. Well, some people say hi. Some people say they heard you. Well, now he's ignoring me. All right, number 3, down, pull it in. And number 4, nice long stretch. Hello, Jorge. And last one, number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Little shake. Okay, we're all limbered up, ready to do our last sprint. Make it a good one. That's right. We can talk about Spark, Scroll, Share. We can talk about We could talk about hype stickers, which I'm going to start sending out today. Hopefully, some of them. Not everybody. I'll tell you if I send them. We could talk about the fidgeting that helps us think. Sharing workspaces. All right, we have just 20 seconds left. Slide this over so I can switch to the other one. I don't know if I can actually talk much about fidgeting that helps us think. It's an interesting topic, though. All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Ooh, 30 seconds. This just snuck up on me. Okay, that is time for a break. So here we go. This is our long break, and we've had a couple of suggestions. We probably can talk about most of those. Quick one. Goblin Wars 2 suggests what the December 22nd thing is about and the number of words. So once again, I highly recommend you join the Discord if you haven't yet, and you check out the Spark Scroll Share channel on the Discord for more information. But I will just give you a quick heads up for it. So this is our new event. One of the events that we are going to try doing regularly on the Discord. It is a writing prompt exercise activity. So first things first, you will choose a prompt to inspire a story or a poem or a vignette. Either this month is a character's budding magical power is unusual, or there's only one person they can go to for advice, or character suddenly realizes that they've been talking to the wrong person. You choose what this means. Or write a story in which a letter plays a crucial role, and all stories must include the phrase silver bells. So you get to write that. You get 1,200 words. You can certainly write more than that, but that's how much we're asking you to share because we want space for everyone to share what they've done. So on December 22nd at 3 p.m. Pacific in our Crystal Theater channel, which is what we call our meeting channel with the video capabilities, everyone will share what they wrote. That's the share part of Spark Scroll Share. So you have a couple weeks here to put something together, to join in with the fun. And I highly recommend you check it out, especially if you have never tried something with a writing prompt before. This is a great one to give a shot. Or if you've been asking for it, because I know for those of you who also listen to Writing About Dragons and shit, we do sometimes get asked about writing prompt things. I don't generally like writing prompts, but I have to admit I like these. I think there's enough space here to sort of like pique your creativity, to kind of give you a little rev of the engine without kind of boxing you in. I don't like the ones that really box you in. So yeah, check it out. We hope to see you there. If there are any other questions, drop them in the chat, or if you're on the Discord, pop them in the Spark Scroll Share channel. And I know Blytheford is one of the organizers, so he might be a good one to tag if you have specific questions. But that should cover it. What was the other thing? No. Fidgeting, that helps us. I was making fun of Kevin drumming mostly.
I think I'm just typing.
No, you were drumming on the desk for sure. Sometimes we fidget and we don't know we're doing it. He also gives me trouble because I type really loud, but I think we both type really loud. That said, I have broken some computers typing. Fun stuff for recharging and keeping up morale type stuff. This is a really good topic. I don't know how much I am capable of talking about it just because I've been bad at it lately. One thing I've noticed, especially if you're writing, reading kind of tends to fall by the wayside. It's a little like you get tapped out on narrative. Like, I can't do more of it. But it is really beneficial. It really fills that well back up. My recommendation with writing and reading is if I sometimes I have trouble if I read in the genre I'm writing, not because of, sometimes people will worry about picking up aspects of what they're reading and sort of changing the story because they're so sort of drawn into that space. Which, if that is something you struggle with, that is difficult to work around. I don't personally have that problem specifically. Sometimes with devices or techniques. I mentioned on the Discord, I was reading something I was listening to something that was in present tense, and I'm working on a book that is mostly in past tense with some dreams / visions in present tense. For one character, every time I was describing, I was sliding into first person, or I'm present tense. Sorry. So that kind of stuff sometimes gets in there, but anyway, what I recommend at that point is reading stuff that is a different genre, so that you haven't got kind of the same comparison going on, because I think that's another trouble that people sometimes get is if I'm writing a fantasy book and I'm struggling with it a little bit, and then I read one and I'm like, well, this is just like so good, I should just chop my hands off and stick them in a box. Or possibly worse, I see all the flaws and I'm like, why did they finish their book and I can't finish mine? Those grumpy feelings are no good. So when I am feeling grumpy, I tend to read romance novels or thrillers, or literary fiction, just to kind of make some space, keep some sunlight between the two. Exercise is good. I don't know if I call it fun, but it's good. Finding people you can talk to about what you're working on is nice, because they have a much less fraught relationship with your text. Which related I should bring up, for those of you who have read Books of the Usurper, who have loved Books of the Usurper, who want to help other people find Books of the Usurper, the wonderful folks in the Books of the Usurper channel on the Discord have created some hype stickers. The long story is I paid for a QR code that I probably shouldn't have paid for, but I own it for at least a year. So in the meantime, I was asking what to do with it, and people showed me these cool stickers, and so that's what we did. Yeah, everybody made these cool drawings. Not everybody. 4 people made cool drawings. I don't want to dilute the awesome effort. So in this chat, even Bookish Barbarian and Jorge Santiago Jr. and Molly Chu all made cool stickers. Also Fish, Salmon Olive Fish from the Discord, from Instagram, you may know her as well. All made really cool Books of the Usurper stickers with QR codes on them. If you would like to get some of those stickers to pass out, to lightly vandalize your surroundings with, where allowed, to keep a little, that's okay too. Let me know. There's a Google form in the Books of the Usurper channel, and I will send you some. But yeah, the point is, I'll send you stickers with the hope that this helps make people more aware of this book series, so that it gets some love. I'm really delighted that Fish is on Blue Sky. Okay, I don't know if I follow her. I'll find out. Blue Sky is I like it. I have been a little bit inundated. I think I got added to a starter pack or something because I got so many followers all at once, and I am still trying to figure out which of these are people I know and would like to follow. My general policy is, if I know you and I've talked to you and I like talking to you, then I'm happy to follow you. If you make stuff that I am interested in, want to keep up with, I'm happy to follow you. If I don't know you but you know me, then that's fine, but I can't handle a really busy feed, because I read all of my feed. I read the feed. I know people who have I follow 10,000 people. I'm like, how? And they're like, oh, you don't read it. Like, okay, that's the difference. I like reading. I like knowing what people are doing. So, anyway, I don't know. I probably follow you all. I don't know. We don't talk. Do we talk? Some of you I talk to. Some of you I talk at. Social media is weird. Anyway, get some hype stickers. Let's see. Well, there was wanting to talk about. Okay, Stumarak mentions Brenda Euland. This is a wonder. Actually, this actually ties in nicely to the morale conversation. So there's this book called If You Want to Write by Brenda Euland, which is fantastic. Hello, Epic Realms! It is not a writing book in the sense of like teaching you craft or business or anything like that. It is a book about sort of making space and tapping into your desire to write. Taking care of yourself as a writer. And actually, this is one of those where I'm like, oh, I do own that. It's been a long time since I've read it. Maybe this is a time to reread it. She was a writing teacher. She was very much of the opinion that anybody can write if they want to write, and that everybody has something to say, which I fully agree with. So that is definitely a book. I feel like when we talk about writing books and which ones we recommend, I tend to end up talking a lot about craft books. I'm wondering if I have recommended that one though on Writing About Dragons and Shit. Like, so it's called If You Want to Write by Brenda Euland. I'll type her name in the chat because it's not spelled in a way that's obvious to an English speaker. I also might be saying it wrong. I'm not sure. My former boss gave me a copy of it. Gave everybody a copy of it for like Christmas. It was like, a lot of the time when you hear about like a manager giving out books, it's a terrible self-help book, like Who Moved My Cheese or something. And instead he was like, I read this and I found it really affecting and I think everybody should own a copy of it. So I do really like it. It is one of those kind of feed your soul writing books, let's call it. Yeah. Okay, there was also a suggestion about talking about short stories. I kind of feel like for short stories, I almost want to like prep for that because, as you mentioned, it's not my bread and butter. I do write short stories now and again. I actually am discussing writing one for a tie-in, and I guess it's a tie-in anthology. Sort of. It's a tie-in anthology, but it's not for a game. It's not something you'd expect. It's kind of cool. I can't wait to if it all comes together. I can't wait to tell you guys because I think it's an interesting kind of stretch opportunity. Let's say maybe stretch. I don't know. It's probably more in my wheelhouse than I think it is. But so I think the biggest difference between a successful short story and a successful novel. A novel sort of requires a bigger change, I think, a lot of the time. And a short story it's almost the difference between like moving from point A to point B and like turning from point A to point B. You can't usually encompass a whole character arc of the shape of a novel in a short story, which doesn't mean nothing changes. Something does definitely change in most short stories, but that you can't sort of, if you try to force a novel arc into a short story, and trust me, I have, it's not as successful, I think. And I feel like for a long time, my sense was I'm not good at short stories. And then it was like, wait, I write short stories like a novelist. That's the problem. But I do think there are interesting things you can do in the form. There is, because it's so brief, you don't have to necessarily create as much connective tissue, I guess I would say. The longer something sits on the page in a novel, the more people are like, well, what is that? What is that about? How does that work? The more things you have to sort of unpack. And that's you get to because there's so many pages and words to accomplish that with. But also I think that when something is in a novel, briefly, we have the expectation at some point this will be explained. And that the longer it's there, the more explanation we kind of want. In a short story, you can just drop stuff and people will just roll with it. And I think that's really neat. I have friends who write short stories that are full weird, who have beautiful textured, symbolic kind of details all over the place. And it feels different in a short story because, it's like it's one bite. You're not eating a whole meal of these crazy seasonings, right? You need everything to kind of fit together better when it's everything. But yeah, I'm still working on this. I'm trying to think of what else to say about short stories. I feel like if you take writing classes, you write a lot of them, and for better or worse. The Chekhov stories I've read have been more about showcasing character and conflict instead of showing growth or change. Is that sort of similar? Yes, I think so. I think that's sort of part of it. Like there will be, there's like, this is why it's hard to describe. My impression of a good short story is that there is a shift, and the shift may be a shift of understanding. The shift may be a shift of like understanding within the character, understanding from the reader's perspective. The change is not because this happened, that happened necessarily. The change is this was our understanding of things here. That is our understanding of things at the end. So that, there's still movement. There's still a progression and a shift. Because when it is just look at these things and look at these people and that's that, then we're talking more about like a vignette, right? And so, in the case of, and of course, this is the other problem because I have not prepared at all. I'm like, name a short story. I can't think of one right now, which is ridiculous. That you are not sort of forced through that like character status quo obstacle inciting incident kind of pattern. It's here is this person, here is this moment, here's how they respond, and that might simply just be when you looked at them here you thought this, and when you looked at them here you realized that, which can be I feel like that might be a part of it too, is that there is a lot more sort of building it around the reader. But yeah, let me see. That makes sense. I've enjoyed seeing differences in short stories versus longer-ish works from the same author, even when looking at some shorts that are loosely interconnected. It's different than here's one longer arc. Yeah, and I think this is another thing that you can sometimes see. So sometimes when you see an author move between the two forms, whether they're writing novels and they switch to short stories, or they're writing short stories and they switch to novels, you can sometimes, it's almost like in that switch you can see what is the difference. There are short story writers whose novellas and novels I've read and have been really struck by the fact that while like the language is beautiful and there is a lot of implication between the sentences, like you are engaged because you are made to do a little bit of work, right? That there's a detail, and the detail implies more things, and so you have to kind of focus a little more so you can piece together what's going on, and that's all great, but it will run out of steam. You will go along, and at some point you can tell like there's not enough plot, like there's not enough sort of obstacle holding up that beautiful language, and those interesting characters, and the story will just sort of like get kind of flabby and feathered out somewhere between like half and 2/3. When a novelist writes a short story, I think what you see is there's a tendency to still sort of try to force that arc into a tighter space. which again, like, you can do that in a short story. It's not necessarily like a kiss of death, but it isn't necessarily the best use of form. I noticed at one point that I did a lot of short stories which involve people moving from point A to point B, and as we move, things change, and by the end we are sort of different characters. But it was like, we're going to walk across this country, we're going to walk through this forest, we're going to travel, we're cat people traveling on a caravan. I don't know, man. I don't know. Somehow that artificial constraint, like, we only go from here to here, was my version of shrinking it down. And there's a tendency to that, like, where there's plenty of space in a short story to create complicated characters and complicated sort of emotional situations by simplifying that arc. I feel like when you're a novelist switching over, you feel like the arc has to hold, and so some other things have to get simplified, or it's just not short anymore, which is mostly my technique. Is, here's my short story, it's 12,000 words. I don't recommend that. Those are very hard to publish. You just gotta hope that somebody came in with a 3,000 word story to make the anthology fit around you. Yeah. Okay, that's what I got about short stories. I haven't read the Best American Short Stories anthologies. I think they still put them out, probably. They were pretty standard. But I remember that being a really kind of enjoyable way to look at how different people handle the form. They are, like, all literary. I think that I think it's good to read lots of different things, but a short story is not writing more than you need to write. Yeah, but I think that's every form. You just need an idea that's fit for the form. You can absolutely write a novel that's over full and too long. You can also write a novel that's 200,000 words, and you needed every single one of them. It's as tight as it could be. So, okay. I've run out of things to say, and I've noticed without a co-host, I am... Okay, I thought my phone was ringing. Without a co-host, I am running out of voice, too. So let's say right now, if you made it this far, you made your concentration check. Good job. So we'll wrap up here. I'm Erin M. Evans. You can follow me on Blue Sky at Erin M. Evans. Tell me if you're from concentration check, so I'll follow you back. You can also join the Discord. That's where I am most of the time. And once again, check out Spark, Scroll, and Share. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So for Dungeon Scrawlers, tonight we have Isekai Realms. We have more writer plays Elden Ring, I believe, tomorrow with Trevor. So if you are missing Trevor, join him for that. We've got, I think, Orkira Plays is off this week because Lauren is heading to PAX Unplugged. If you'll be at PAX Unplugged, do go find Lauren and say hi. And then what else do we have? Oh, Grey Mantle is on Wednesdays. So yes, check out other cool offerings on this channel. And until next week, get some good work done, and don't forget to rest. Bye!